his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
Yo, this is why Clef, Refugee Cat, cries well, little bass sitting up here on the bass. While I'm on this road, I got my girl L. One time, hey yo L, you know you got the lyrics.
I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style, and so I came to see him and listen for a while. And there he was, this young boy, stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with this song, killing me softly with this song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one out loud. I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
Take me to the bridge.
Strumming my pain with his fingers. Yes, he was singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
Yo, put your hands together for L Boog from the refugee camp. You know how we do. Why Clef cries well. My man Little Bass. Jerry one time. This is how we refugee camp. Yeah.
Everybody got a breaking point, kid, and they'll rat on you. The family niggas will rat on you. That's why we gotta be prepared.
Good
So
evening.
whoever-
Well, it's evening. Good evening right now. Unless you're listening tomorrow, then, depends on the time. This is Money Mondays with me, Ezekiel Olando. Tuning in. We are live on YouTube, but you can also find us on our webpage. That is www.iconradioke.co.ke. Today we are having a very exciting conversation. We're talking about financial wellness for entrepreneurs, depending on if you went to primary or primary. Mimi nienda primary, so ni entrepreneur. But our guest will tell us what it is. Our guest is none other than Juliet Odhiambo. She's a personal finance trainer and a money coach with over 8 years of experience in financial literacy and curriculum development, as well as commercial banking. And she's the ultimate money whisperer. Juliet,
Yes.
karibu to the show.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, Juliet and I go way back, just disclaimer. So if you hear jokes here and there, just understand that we have been friends for quite some time.
Yes.
But Juliet is here today to talk to us about financial wellness. As we have been discussing this month in October, it's about wellness. And so what a time to have this kind of conversation, because it is needed.
Very much.
And Juliet is here to break down all these things. She's a champion for financial inclusion, financial literacy as well. And she has helped quite a number of people and businesses as well in this journey. So we are looking forward, Juliet, to having this conversation with you. She is the founder of Pesa Savvy. Tell us, who is Pesa Savvy?
Pesa Savvy is this enterprise.
Yes.
I like to call it a social enterprise. So the sole purpose of this enterprise is to actually empower people
Yeah.
in various capacities to be able to manage, envision, plan, and then manage their finances
Yep.
in a way that it will honor them and serve them.
Wow.
Ultimately, money is a tool, and if you don't know how to use a tool, there
Yeah.
are high chances you will misuse it.
So basically, money should work for us.
Exactly.
Just tell us, you who's watching, does money work for you, or are you working for money? Me, I know the category I'm in, but hopefully after this conversation, I will be in the right conversation, or rather on the right side of this topic. As she said, it is a tool, and we are going to be hearing a bit more about that, and that is coming up. But for now, let us continue listening to some more music.
Girl, you're working with some shit. Your bad jam, make a nigga spend his cash. His last jam, flow around with your passion. That mad jam, you can ride in the jag. With that, you can smoke a bite.
chick. Beat the beat like a motherfucker from a chick. Say that, put it cat. Look at that. I love the up hooded rat. That's a fact. Use a motherfucking get it, girl. Quit it, girl. I'm the nigga, the hit it, girl.
Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Girl, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy when you back that ass up. Who is you playing with? Back that ass up.
After you back it up, then stop. Then what? Drop it like it's hot. Now after you back it up, then stop. Now what? Drop it like it's hot. Now drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. CMB make you drop it like it's hot. 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 Drop it like it's hot.
I'm nasty. Do it. No. I was looking for affection, so I decided to go. Swing it in my direction. I'll be out of control. Let's take it to perfection. Just you and me. Let's see if you can bring the nasty out of me. Suck it to me like you tell me to. I can take it like a pro, you know. Do a long throw with the backstroke. My hormones jumping like a disco. I be popping mess like some Crisco. All you gotta say is miss it go. And when you say go, I really move slow. I'm at your house around midnight. Don't fall asleep. It'll just be me on a late night creep. I'ma show you things that you can't believe. Jump in this BED and won't you suck it to me? Suck it to me. Suck it to me. Suck it to me. I can take it like a pro, you know. Do a long throw with the backstroke. My hormones jumping like a disco. I'll be popping mess like some Crisco. And all you gotta say is miss it go. And when you say go, I really move slow. Ooh, suck it to me like you want to. Ooh, I can take it like a pro, you know. Do a long throw with the backstroke. My hormones jumping like a disco. I be popping ish like some Crisco. And all you gotta say is miss it go. And when you say go, I won't move slow. Suck it to me. Suck it to me like you want to. I can take it like a pro, you know. Do a long throw with the backstroke. My hormones jumping like a disco. I be popping mess like some Crisco. And all you gotta say is miss it go. And when you say go, I really move slow.
Why Missy be socking like Riri, the baddest industry of the century? Hit hard like penitentiary did. Finally admitted that we combination is lethal. Popping Patron with Missy in the 600 with no see-through. Suffer the repercussion. Like this, we parlay puffin', constantly making niggas suffer the consequence. Gotta get the ends, bitch. House in the shower with a caddy crib in Atlanta with a biz. Niggas been huffing and puffin' but ain't tried. Got plenty that I rock with, but sidekick wanna buzz. Figure itch when you jealous, cause I live more plus. Me and Missy live a nigga with the hairbrush, bring the ruckus plus. I'm peeling and pushing, picking up profits for what I'm selling, never gonna stop it. Socking it, rocking it, dropping them on the spot. Heat up in the break a shot, knocking you off of your socks. Guaranteed platinum, watch two of the coldest get hot.
I be the B-R-A-T, hubby Missy. We so bad to be f***ing it up. I'm the B-R-A-T, hubby Missy. And we so bad to be f***ing it up.
I'm your for life, baby.
Yes, good evening once again. Welcome to Money Mondays with me, Ezekiel Olando, and our guest, Juliet Odhiambo. Juliet, salimia watu tena.
Hello, good people. It's a
Good
pleasure to be here.
Good stuff, good
Yeah.
stuff. So, like we said, today we are talking about financial wellness. But before we do that, just to know a little bit about our guest. So, Juliet, maybe you can start by telling us what inspired you to become a financial wellness coach.
Oh, I have two inspirations.
Right.
Two main inspirations. One is an old one. Not necessarily. I didn't know then that I would be a financial coach, but I knew I would handle money.
Okay.
I've always had a knowing, like deep down, when I was in class 7 or 6, thereabout.
Why?
That
Me in class
there's
7 or
just
6,
a knowing.
all I knew was food and football, maybe.
I've just always known
Yeah.
that I would be handling money. I didn't know if it was my money or
Yes,
other people's money.
Yes.
So that was I had that knowing for a long time,
Okay.
and it motivated me to choose certain courses and subjects. In high school, I went to do accounting. I was just following where the money was.
Right.
Opted to do finance. I was actually called for a different course in
Okay.
uni.
Yeah.
Went to do finance. Then after graduation, followed the money still. So I applied
Yeah.
to all the banks in the country.
Okay.
And landed at one of them. Very grateful for the opportunity to serve there, and
Yeah.
it was the platform that actually opened my interaction with people's money, and also just empowering them
Yeah.
to know, because from the banking perspective, I know the products, I understand the system, I understand the institution and things like that, but then there's no link between
Yeah.
the people using the products and their knowledge of the products. So
Right.
I found that for as long, because I started doing financial education in the bank,
Okay.
and I found that for as long as I did it there was a limit, because ultimately we had to sell our products
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So I felt like there are so many other things out here that I know that other people might not be able to know. So
Yeah.
if I exit from the bank, then I can speak more confidently and share more things.
Okay.
So that was one motivation. The other motivation was still a while back when I think I was still I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And my dad had this thing that he would always go and leave money on top of the fridge. He would go for a couple of days for work or wherever he would go.
Yeah.
And he would leave money for us there to use, enough money to last us
Okay.
whatever period of time he'd be gone. But because my sister, my big sis, was in charge,
Yeah.
because she's the oldest.
Yes.
But somehow she found always other ways of using this money.
So the money would not stretch as long as it was meant to
by
stretch.
day 1, day 2, it's finished. I'm
Amen.
like, I thought this money was enough. So one day I just decided to take matters into my own hands, and I woke up before she did, and I made sure I'm the one who took the money.
Hatutalala njaa. Yeah.
And so from there, then I started to just learn, okay, so how do we make this money last this long, and
Yep.
how do we budget, and how does... So I saw from an early age that
Yep.
the money management is such a core skill.
Yeah.
Needed very early in life. And now that as I grew older and working in the finance space, realizing that most people don't have that skill.
Yeah.
And you figure out, you start kind of grappling in the dark when you get your first job and you're just asking yourself, how do you manage? So I did feel like there was a need, and I was kind of like the intersection between the need and the expertise and the knowledge.
Wow, I don't know for you guys watching, when you were teenagers, if you had budgeting skills, or when you were in class 6, 7, you already knew what. I mean, yes, there was that. You remember when we were growing up, there was that advert. When I grow up, I want to be at this. There was that, but actually, picking from knowing and actually being, there's normally a very big disconnect. Okay. Quick one. What's the first thing you remember buying with your own money? Apart from food and the usual things, something that is memorable.
Was a big deal. I guess it was a phone.
Okay.
Yeah. A phone, because my very first phone was bought by my dad. It was a Motorola. Those tiny Motorolas.
Oh, you didn't have the flip?
No, I didn't have the flip.
The Motorazor.
So now I bought the flip with my own money.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was the biggest thing that at that time that I could spend my money on.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Same here. It was a phone. Although the first time, kuna mtu alinikon, by the way, but it's okay.
Like with a fake phone?
No, I sent him. It's a friend of a friend. I sent him money, and then the phone just never came.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But the world is round. Tulikutana mahali pengine and later on. Anyway, that's a story for another day. What's a guilty pleasure that you'd never cut out of your budget, no matter what?
Books and stationery. Yes, I love the pens. I love the
sticky notes,
the highlighters. I love highlighters. I love notebooks. I have so many notebooks, and just books in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Guilty pleasure inakwanga, But anyway.
Well,
to each their own. Yes.
The books might not be guilty pleasure, but the stationery, it can be a bit excessive sometimes.
All right.
Yeah, I'm the kind who walks around with a big pouch and then you have a pen. Yeah, I have many pens.
I have pens. I can. I've been to meetings with some friends of mine, and I know some of them are watching. And of course, ladies, and they remove a pencil pouch. I'm like, Allah. And they have also. You're one of those people.
I'm one of those people. Yeah.
I see. All right. If you could give your younger self one piece of financial advice, what would it be? Your 18, 20-year-old self.
I feel like I would still say, take a risk. Take a risk on yourself. Bet on yourself, because I feel like everything I'm doing now, I was capable of doing
back then.
But there was this mindset and belief that I had that I can't do it. I can't start business. I can't run a business. Watu wa kwetu si watu wa biashara.
Nakuelewa.
So I walked in that belief for a significant period of time before I was finally pushed to the deep end. And I saw that I could actually do it.
I mean, I think our education system has something to do with it. If you remember that song, and this is just betraying how old we are. So many vijana mwisho wa kusoma utapata kazi nzuri sana. So basically you're being pushed into this system where education is geared towards employment, not entrepreneurship or job creation and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also just seeing what was mirrored to me in terms of with my parents, like they were just both civil servants. So the form was you work hard, you get a really good job.
Yes.
The good job gives you a salary, stable.
Yes.
Permanent, pensionable.
Exactly.
And so for me, that's what success looks like. Even if I was in the education system the way it was, but then I was able to see somebody successfully run a business, then maybe
it could
I would have thought about it.
A different journey for you. Okay. All right. Second last question for this segment. If you weren't a financial coach, what do you think you'd be doing today?
Two things. Probably still in the bank.
Okay.
Or a therapist.
Aha. Nice. Very nice. All right. And the last question. What's a common misconception that people have about financial wellness? What do you think?
that you need a lot of money to be financially well. Yeah, or that even to work with somebody like me, like you have to be earning a certain amount of money. I think those are two things that I hear and see a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I think I understand, because by the time they say you have more month at the end of your money. So when someone is telling you, you actually need someone who can help you manage better, you're like, sasa nitamlipa huyo, or am I going to try and see how far I can stretch my money? Yet we forget that if I had your expertise, it will probably help me cut down on some of the things that I don't need and make better financial decisions.
It's actually very short-sighted, and the thing about financial planning is that you have to look beyond the now.
Yes.
Many people just are in the moment. Sometimes
you actually
by
need some,
but other times by just ignorance.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you can think beyond stretching for the month and start thinking about the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, then you see the value of financial advice or money coaching or wellness as a whole.
Good stuff. This is Icon Radio. You're with us today on Money Mondays with Juliet Odhiambo. We go back to the music, and then coming up we get into some quick fire questions about money. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Comment section, your YouTube is open for you. You can also get us on all our socials at Icon Radio KE.
gentlemen, as you know, we have something special down here at Birdland this evening. A recording for Blue Note Records.
Welcome back to Money Mondays with me, Ezekiel Olando, and our guest, the founder of Pesa Savvy, Juliet Odhiambo. Juliet, thank you so much for taking time to be with us this evening. Back to the questions as we continue to talk about financial wellness. Savings or investments? Which should an entrepreneur entrepreneur. By the way, you didn't tell us how you pronounce
Entrepreneur.
it. Entrepreneur. There are people who say entrepreneur. Americans, guys, come on, English. Anyway, okay, so it's not English, it's French, I think. Anyway, savings or investments, which should an entrepreneur prioritize first and why?
I feel like savings always come before investing.
Okay.
Sometimes you save to invest.
Yeah.
So you can't skip a step. Actually, I think most people skip the step of saving and they get themselves in trouble.
Yeah.
Saving has a purpose. So
Yes.
when you're saving for specific things, you're putting away money to do something.
Yeah.
To buy a car, to build an emergency fund,
Yeah.
to pay your children's school fees. Like saving has a purpose.
Yeah.
Now investment has a more long-term outlook.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to interrupt your investments. Otherwise, it doesn't achieve what it's supposed to achieve.
Precisely.
So if you start investing without saving,
Yeah.
the chances of you breaking that investment are very high.
Very high,
So
yes.
you
Because life
keep starting
happens.
and stopping.
Yes,
You
yes.
keep starting and stopping. So this is the purpose of financial planning.
Yeah.
It helps you to know what to prioritize,
Yeah.
for how long, and when to actually shift
it. Okay, and you've mentioned something about saving for an emergency fund. Care to elaborate just a little bit on that?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of an emergency fund?
So people will say different things about the emergency fund. For me, the way I talk to my clients about it, it's the first and foremost purpose of an emergency fund is income protection.
Okay.
To protect you against an income loss, so that in the event of that income loss, whether it's formal employment or you're earning an income from your business, if it stops, if it runs out, can you sustain the life you're living for a period of time? You get to decide what that period of time is.
Would look like.
Secondary emergency then is the car broke down, there's repairs in the house, somebody is sick. Those are the secondary emergencies.
Okay. So again, so you say save first, then get into the investment so that the savings, or rather the investments, are not broken should life happen.
Yes.
Good stuff. All right. Debt or deni, good or bad for business?
Depends.
Okay.
It depends.
On?
It depends on what level of business you're in.
Yeah.
So when you start, it's good to start with free money, money that you don't have to pay for, because for the most part you are testing.
Yeah.
You're testing. It's a thing you have in your head, but you don't know the reality on the ground. And so if you get in debt at that point, chances are you will not be able to pay it off. And so and even if it is like I like to use the example of somebody who wants to start a juice shop, for example. And so there's stuff you need to buy to make the juice. So if you borrow for that stuff, the equipment, and yet we don't know if there's going to be demand for your juice, then how are we going to pay for that debt?
You might end up having the equipment lakini hakuna
yes, there's no market. So once you have proof of concept and there's some income coming in, then you can borrow to scale
it up.
Because now you can say, actually, this business is making enough to pay for this loan that I'm going to take. So it depends at what point you take it.
So the business, ideally, by the time you're borrowing, the ideal situation is that the business should pay the debt, not you dipping into your
exactly. And so
finances.
when you do the math, it can pay the debt and then some. So that's where the profit would come in. So it's leveraging, and when you leverage well, you can actually make the money.
Okay. I would extend that question into Kenya, but let's leave it at that. What's one financial habit that can make or break a small business?
This, because I see it a lot, is the marriage between personal and business finance can break the business. So because especially when it's a small business, in your head, and because also I have been that small business, and so I see it, I can recognize it when there's no line between what is money for the business and what is my personal money. And so you get you get it mixed up, and then you don't know whether you're paying for this business or you're paying for this personal expense. And then at some point, which is how now the business becomes gets a cash crunch. And most businesses fail because of that. Like now there's no more money to sustain the business because a lot of it now went into personal. Or either way, depending on the situations. And so the sustenance is not there. So being able to separate, even when you're doing financial planning, you do for the business, then you do for the
for your own
yourself.
Yeah,
so that we know how long, what runway this business has, period of time before, like, how long can it run if we don't make any more money, and then how much can you actually afford to pay yourself, because typically we pay ourselves everything else that remains.
So just extending that conversation a bit, how then do I, as a small business owner, make this segregation to avoid those should I say bloodlines between my money and pesa ya biashara? Do I open different accounts?
Absolutely.
How do I make sure that this does not happen?
One of the things I like to say, because I buy a lot of stuff on Instagram, and when people send me their personal line to make payments, it asks me it bothers me a lot, because that's already one way of blurring the lines. So have a distinct till number or even account number that now people can pay, so that we can actually say this is all the money that came in. But now when you're paying it on your line, and also your mom sent you, and then also your sister, and then your chama also sent, so it's all mixed up there. And so we there's no distinction. So that at the very least, start by doing that, right? Secondly, I also feel like you respect your business when you register for it. When you register it. So that also, in your head, you begin to look at it as an independent entity from you. So even legitimizing it, and even making it even possible to open an account specifically for it. Thirdly is to now determine how much money should the business pay you. Now, depending on how far your business is, how much money it is paying you, what your personal expenses are, then you can come up with a number and make sure that the business only pays you that, and you become an expense item to the business. And so for your personal expenses, you don't dip into the business.
It is from what the business has paid you. Just like now, it would be like a salary.
So now you are your own employer, but now there's some distinction you can actually make between. Those are three things.
All right. Let me stick on that just a little bit, because I think also the other thing, and I think this comes from when you hear people who are pitching for funds, for investors or equity and things like that, and then when they're asking them, how much are you paying yourself, as an owner, and you find some people coming up with some exorbitant amount. So how do you realistically set that salary so that you're not killing the business? And also when funds are coming from elsewhere, just to be more realistic with where your business is.
I feel like being cognizant of the growth stage of your business can help you determine how much you should pay for yourself. I'll use my own example. My first target was that my business needs to pay for my basic needs. So if I did the math, so of course that means that you're also aware of what your lifestyle costs. So most people don't know that, which is why.
Is it like a lifestyle audit of sorts?
And be like, what are those things that will have to be paid for? Also, just for your own peace of mind, so that you can run your business properly. So use that as a number, for your regular income. Then of course, when you do like your annual returns, and you can determine how much profit throughout the year your business has made, you can actually also put a percentage for your bonus. So start with it being able to cover your basic needs. And then as the business grows, you can also increase your revenue.
Good stuff.
Good
stuff. I hope you guys are picking these valuable tips. So don't just start your business alafu kesho you're paying yourself $1 million bob. Well, assuming that your business is making more than that.
I know.
Be realistic as you do that. And I like how Juliet has broken it down. Start from, can it cater to your personal expenditure or expenses, and then at the end of the year, again, look at how the business has done. Then you can be able to determine if you're giving yourself. I don't know how many people actually pay themselves bonuses, but again, it's because of the bloodlines.
Yes.
You don't really know if we made a profit or because you look at your entire M-Pesa inakonyesha, you got it, I don't know, 1 million, you spent 1 million plus, but between knowing which was the business and your personal is a problem.
For sure. And the other challenge that I see that can complicate that paying of yourself is when you're in your initial years, of the business, when the business is actually not making enough money to pay, which means that to a great extent, even those basic needs of yours, it cannot afford.
It can't cover,
So which means that before, the Bible says that no one starts to build a house without
counting the cost.
Counting the cost. So when you start to thinking that I need a business or I want to start a business, count the cost. The cost of the business, but also the cost of your personal expenses. Because I think one of the biggest challenges people get is that you start having such a huge demand on your business before it is able to do the things you want it to do. And so it's very easy to give up on a business that has potential because you're saying now it's not bringing any money, and yet it needs. I didn't make any money from my business my first year, two years, I can say. And so within those 2 years, it would have been very easy for me to say,
maybe not.
It's not working. But I had savings that now catered for my personal expenses for that period of time. So that made it possible for me to do the things, to just do the grunt work that needed to be done to sustain, to grow the business while not having so much pressure because rent needs to be paid and stuff like that.
Yes. I like that because, I mean, like anything that is worth its while, even when you're planting, the roots must go down deep. The ones that just sprout immediately, what happens? Maybe I was going to say the soil is shallow. Please understand.
The soil is shallow?
Yes. Moving on. What's the best financial decision you've made personally or professionally?
To start a business. Yes.
Good stuff.
Because it has shown me that there's no limit to what I can make. The limit is on me. Like I'm the one who keeps pushing the ceiling upward. Because and that's where I was saying earlier that I just didn't think I had capacity to do it. It's like, and that's a limiting belief system, a limiting mindset. Because when an opportunity has been put before you, but you're not willing to take it, like I'm telling you, your path to financial independence is through this business, but you're just like, this job is good. It's not broken. It gives me an income every, and so when you look at the opportunity cost, what am I giving? I'm giving up the opportunity to be financially free for the safety that my current job is offering me. So I feel like it pushed me, like I've done so many things in business that I just did not think I was capable of. I didn't think I could sell to save my life, but the skill set that I've built over time has shown me that there's actually no limit to how much money I can make.
And I like there's one thread that keeps weaving in this conversation, and over time, taking time, I think. And I think that is a message that we probably need to push more. That there's no get rich quick.
No.
Apart from, I will not say lamas are dukuduku hapo, but if you're doing things the legit way, it takes, like you said, the grunt work being done. So building from the ground up. Allow me to use a popular lingo nowadays, bottom up approach.
Absolutely.
So I'm really liking those gems that you're sharing. In one sentence, or it could be more. What do you think is one mistake that entrepreneurs make with their finances?
Yeah, except for, apart from the mixing,
the mixing of the
the finances, with their personal or with the business.
With the business.
With the business, is forgetting that the same rules apply. Same rules. Actually, finance is finance. Whether we are talking about personal finance, business finance, or even national finance, the principles are the same. You cannot outspend your income. That's a basic finance principle. And so the when it comes to business, right, you want to minimize as much as possible the expenses that you start to embrace as a business expense. Don't take on an expense that you cannot sustain or too early before you can sustain it. You know, must you really have a shop? Must you really open the shop?
Open an office.
Must you have an office?
Yes.
Yeah. So if it is not necessary, you know, you just do the, what is it called? There's a word I can't.
What, remote work?
No. When you're trying to just make it work with very little money, bootstrapping.
Bootstrapping
You do
approach.
bootstrapping as much as you can until now your business can afford an office, can afford an employee, can afford, you know, all those kind of things. So that's one of the things that has killed. So you start the business with enough money, but then you've taken out too many expenses before it was necessary. Maybe to look to prove a certain point or to prove legitimacy. And then now you can't sustain sustain the expenses.
Absolutely. You see a lot of people investing in the look and feel of the business. And I think post-COVID we learnt that you can do almost everything for as long as you have an internet connection.
Absolutely.
I mean, fine, there's some businesses that you must have a premise. If you're a doctor, unaniambia nikuje kwa nyumba yako, there might be some questions that I will have.
For sure.
Yeah, but if it's just, you know, this professional services, you know, consulting, or even like you're saying, people who sell things online.
Absolutely.
Like nowadays, because of delivery services, you know,
Yep.
from your house, you
for sure.
use a delivery service.
For sure.
You get it.
There's one business I've run.
Yeah.
Because I love stationery so much, so I there's some devotional notebooks I sell.
Yes.
And I've run that business since 2019 from my house.
There you go.
Yeah, because of the conveniences, the deliveries, and you know, ability to find buyers online.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to have a shop to run it, which meant that I kept a lot more of the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying the conversation as much as we in the studio are. And remember, there was a question that we said at the beginning. Are you working for money, or is money working for you? Hit us up on the comment section on our YouTube channel, and also you can get us on our WhatsApp and all our socials. Please feel free to share questions if you have them for Juliet. We are here. We're just going on to the top of the hour, and then after that we'll come back to some more conversation and questions.
You remind me of such sweet memories. I've seen you before, baby. It's
Welcome back to Money Mondays with me, Ezekiel Olando. We are here today with Juliet Odhiambo, who is a financial literacy coach, financial wellness coach, money coach. There's something you put on your LinkedIn. You say like therapy, but for money. Yep. So today we are talking about therapy for money. So, and don't we need it? Don't we need it? So please, if you have any questions for us, get in touch with us on our WhatsApp number, which is 0788 380 030. And also you can still hit us up on YouTube. As you watch, you can share your questions. Comment here from I am Tangale and Asema, good stuff. Thank you so much, Tangale, for that. We continue with our discussions. So Juliet,
Yep.
As we think about financial wellness, what I wanted to ask you is, what are the components of financial wellness for an entrepreneur?
All right. So I feel like financial, let me just explain to it broadly, because it applies to anybody, whether you're entrepreneur or not.
Right.
Financial wellness for me is a combination. It's a formula that combines financial education and financial psychology. Financial
education and financial psychology.
Yes.
Okay.
So because there's a lot of push for financial literacy.
Yes.
Literacy just means you know how money works, right? Like you know 1 + 1 is 2. Money is very rational. It's very logical. Like if it's really like 1 + 1 is 2. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Then on the psychology part is just now, and how do you relate with money? How do you engage with money? What's your relationship with money? So having the two together is what leads to financial wellness. Oftentimes the focus on financial literacy and knowledge and education without the psychology doesn't lead to wellness, because wellness now we're looking at it holistically. Holistically. Not only do you know how money works, but you also have incorporated your own thinking and reasoning around it when different things happen. So I look at it in terms of how have you gotten yourself to the way that you relate with money, in terms of how you think, how you reason, your behavior around money, because you can know certain things but you're not doing the certain things. That disconnect for me is where the psychology comes in.
I see. So I like that. So the literacy is, I know, but am I actually, as they say, qua ground, things are different. So you need then to have these two to now become a financially well person. Okay. All right. Interesting. And then challenges, because as entrepreneurs there are very many challenges that people face. But even before I come to challenges, a thought that came to mind when you talk about the financial psychology, we've heard of money personality. How do I know what my money personality is, and is that part of the financial psychology that you're talking about? For me, that is part of it. A small part of it. Because when I talk with clients about their psychology of money, we are looking at I want to expose them to themselves first of all, so that we can know how you think, and we can also identify your behaviors, so that we can say this is problematic, this is where it comes from. So we also go into your financial history as well. And so because you don't get to where you are from thin air, so there are certain influences that have shaped your mindset and your behavior. Part of those influences are your origin. And how money was handled when you were growing up.
How
it
was spoken. The things that you repeatedly heard, the things you repeatedly saw, they informed your behavior, your mindset,
yes.
and also your own personal experiences, even as a grown up. You know, losing a job, losing businesses, being scammed.
Yes.
They inform they inform a lot of your behavior and your thinking. So some of those things, once we expose them, we can find them to be problematic. And so sometimes I'm trying to get somebody here at point B, but at point A, there are certain things that they have and certain behaviors that they have that will not get them there.
Right.
So if you know you should save but you're not saving, let's answer why.
Yeah.
If you know you should budget but you're not budgeting, let's answer why. If you know you should invest but you're not investing, let's answer why. And some of those, now once we get that, then I'm giving you a foundation to do the things that you know you should be doing. Maybe sometimes you actually don't know what those things are.
Yes, so it's a knowledge gap.
Yes, it's a knowledge gap. But if you know but you're not doing, then it's a behavioral and mindset gap
that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. And I think there are even tools online that you can use to know your financial or your money personality.
Yes,
I think
there are money personality tests. I also do an exercise on financial history. So just asking yourself certain questions so that we can pick up those things that stand out for me, because I've learned to assess and analyze. There are quizzes for money attitude and things like that. And you know, money personality is not like the general personalities, because it's not like we are saying that, oh, me, I'm a spendthrift and that's why I am and I can never change. Because then it means that we cannot you'll never achieve the things that you want to achieve. Money personalities are learned, so we just, when we do those personality, we want to see what have you learned. So the money behaviors are learned, so the personality just exposes the behavior. Once we have exposed it, then we want to say, how do we get from point A to point B, and that's where the work is.
Very nice. So I was going to ask the challenges that financial challenges that entrepreneurs face, and you know, how can they address them? Maybe just jujutsu.
Well, when it comes to things like I think cash flow is one of the biggest challenges for businesses, and that means that money runs out before you do the things that you're supposed to do, even paying yourself, even paying employees if you have them, or paying any expenses for the business. So one of the things that you need to do is planning. I feel like no business should run without having a year-long plan or a year-long budget. So that you know what to expect and what not. And then now managing when is money coming in vis-a-vis when it should be paid. So that's in terms of how money works. So you can't I think I said earlier that you cannot overspend your income. So ideally what you're trying to match is the expenses with your income. The challenge usually is because the expenses are very predictable, the income is not. For the business, the income is not predictable. So you have seasons where it comes and it comes a lot, and then it goes quiet for 2 months or 3 months. Now the best thing you can do in that situation is you see, we talked earlier about an emergency fund. Even businesses need that emergency fund.
Good point.
So save for the business as much as you save for the companies or businesses that survived COVID are those ones that had savings.
Right.
So they had a way of sustaining themselves when the income was not coming in. The other thing that you can learn to do is also pay bills in advance. In my business, I try and as much as possible to always be 3 months ahead of the bills. And that includes my salary. And so
unajilipa 3 months in advance.
Sijajilipa bado, but the business has capacity to pay me.
Good stuff.
Because it has the money set aside, and if it is utilities and expenses like those, we always pay 3 months in advance. But if you're not cognizant, if you're not conscious of both your personal and business, because we're talking about business, then those are things that are difficult to do. And a lot of people, because of we start this business journey wrong, and so you are playing catch up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when that big payout comes for the year, or the one or two or three payouts come for the year, it's very easy. Now this is where the psychology comes in. It's very easy for to think about all the things that you can do with that money, other than the things that needs to be done with that money.
Right.
So you know,
Yeah.
in theory,
I should pay salaries. I should pay the bills. I should do all these things. However, sherehe.
yes. And so, or
Yes.
you acquire, you know, this is the time to buy that car because now you have all the money all at once. You get, and so that's the distinction between knowing how money works and then having your own interference, your personal interference into the business, because now your individual money personality is now affecting how the business can be run. So understanding that for yourself is key. Secondly, if you can, part of how to separate yourself from the business is also having the should I call them the directors?
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a board or something.
a board of sorts, which sometimes people feel like it's impossible.
Yeah.
But what this does is that these people, they oversee the financial decision, and to a great extent you can actually give them access, because it will help to control and distinguish between the business and yourself. Because now you have accountability, and that's what a lot of business people don't have. They don't have anyone who they have to report to, and so the board actually forces you to report to somebody and keep you in check, because there's a higher level of accountability. If you don't have, it's very easy to misbehave with money.
But now, Juliet, I'm thinking, I'm a solopreneur, I'm just over there doing my thing. Alafu naniambia nitafute board of directors, then they will want, I don't know, to be paid and whatnot. Like, how practical is that for, especially the MSMEs and SMEs as well?
No, it doesn't have to be complicated. We are just talking about accountability, right? So you have to separate yourself in your head first. And then now in theory, and then we said that no one starts to build without counting the costs. Like, you have to ask yourself, what kind of business am I trying to build? Am I trying to build a business that will be existing for the next 10 years? And now ask yourself, businesses that have been running for 10 years, what are the structures that they have in place to keep them running for 10 years? You know, Safaricom did not become Safaricom overnight. And so you might start small, but you have to start thinking,
having that growth mindset,
because you will not remain small forever. So if I am indeed going to grow for the next X number of years, what can I start to do to separate myself from the business? Because the longer the business runs, the deeper the operations go, the harder it is to separate yourself if you don't do it early. So I always like to say, like, separating small business owners from their business is like pulling skin from your body, because like it's the veins, the things, the arteries, they are so connected, and the sooner you start to separate, the less painful it will be. So this is just a cautionary tale. And the board, it's, by the way, it's not complicated. Even if it is one or two people that can then approve the things that you want to do, people that you respect, people that you admire, people that you are willingly putting yourself to be accountable to, right? And that you respect the decisions that they can make, and even the advice that they can give you. And imagine this could be a cousin you respect who knows maybe business, who has been in business. It could be a friend. I was talking to a client who just said, you know, they're content creators, right? And so they felt like this side of business I can't manage. So they called in a friend and asked them, let's do this together. Let me do the creative, you handle the money. And so they agreed on how he'll be paid, so that he can focus on what's, you know, so it's not complicated. So once you have you're in that system, then bringing in like proper board of directors will not be hard, because now you're used to answering to somebody.
Absolutely.
And it's accountability is not something people like,
of course not.
Especially where money is concerned. Because you're exposed, your bad money behaviors, even mindset will be exposed. Even with couples, you know, because husband and wife, you keep each other accountable with your money behaviors and decisions. And so that level of accountability could still work in business. as long as the respect and whatever is required for the accountability to be actually functional.
Okay. I like that. So first cash flow plan in advance.
Yes.
And then also accountability
Yes.
for your business to just having someone who can oversee the decisions that you're making and give you the right guidance, is it, or direction. Very nice. Very nice. And it actually leads into our next question, which is how can a solid financial plan help entrepreneurs stay focused? I think you've actually answered it. You've answered it. Yes. So for those of you who are watching, it is very important, and you're hearing it from the expert herself, to have that solid plan that helps you to stay focused on the things that you're going to do, so that like we said, you can't start without a plan. You can't start without counting the cost to what you're going to do. And when you get that done right, I believe it helps you focus even on your growth.
Absolutely.
As well. Okay. Strategies. So what strategies can entrepreneurs implement to avoid falling into debt or relying too much into traps? Not traps, but on loans.
Yeah. We talked about the first one earlier. Don't borrow before you're ready, before the business is ready to pay for the loan. The other thing is what we just said, managing the cash flow, because now when there's that cash crunch, the alternative then is to borrow. And so you're borrowing to cater for day-to-day running of the business, and not necessarily to increase the income. Always borrow if there's on the other side of the equation, there's an income increase. A revenue increase. That helps to know that even if it will cost me this much, I know whatever money is coming in will cover it. The other thing is to also match whatever the cost of borrowing is with the expected returns. So if you know you're borrowing at 12%, is the return going to be above 12%?
Above the 12%.
Yes. If it is not, which is now the thing that people don't do, they don't look at the returns. Oftentimes they don't look at the returns. And then even when it comes to the costing, they don't look at the full cost of borrowing. We just look at the interest rate, but you're not looked at the other fees, the stamp duty, the bank charges, all those things. Which now increases the borrowing to, so look at the APR rate rather than the interest rate only, to make sure that you are cognizant of the full cost of the borrowing. And then now compare that with how much money am I likely to make if I take this money to an investment that brings returns. So don't borrow to cover expenses. Borrow to make an investment, a business investment that will bring the return. Bring the returns, and the returns must be above the cost. Must be above the cost. You said, just finish, then you tell us what APR means. So then reinvesting. So always have a percentage of your returns that you're plowing back into the business, so that it keeps you from having to borrow. So essentially you're borrowing from the returns that the business has made. So that helps to maintain the cash flow, liquidity, and keep you from borrowing. So APR stands for the annual percentage rate. It incorporates all the costs of the borrowing. So you have the interest rate, which is what the banks will often market. Tell you they will market with the interest rate. Ask them the fees associated with that, because there are the other three components, which is the bank fees, how much they'll charge you for facilitating that loan. And then on the other hand, there's the third party fees. So whether it is government or insurance or whatever. So all of these can push a loan that was 12% to 14%. So you're working with 12%, the bank is working with 14%. So that's what APR is, and it's good. When you are negotiating a loan, ask them what the full cost of the loan is. Okay. You've heard, so don't just check on the interest rate as on its own. Look at everything else associated with that loan to help you make wiser decisions. Okay. So the other question I wanted to ask is that how do we as entrepreneurs, or rather how do entrepreneurs develop healthy financial habits, both for personal and business success? Because I think
sometimes the two are sort of intertwined.
Yeah, I said earlier that the principles are the same, right? Whether it's business or personal or so when you are if you need to budget for your personal finances, you also need to budget for your business. If you're tracking expenses for your personal expenses, also track the expenses for your business, so that you can make sure that you know that your business is actually making money, because most people don't also know whether it's profitable or not. So while there might be those big payoffs and makes you feel like, oh wow, my business is actually doing something, but you've not actually compared it with your expenses. So you might find that you're actually running at a loss, and that isn't great. Now what helps, because now business people have this thing about irregular income, right? The thing about paying yourself is that it regularizes your personal income, because it means that you're coming at the same rate every single month. If your foundation or your starting point is a bit shaky, that means that you're paying yourself whatever amount your business makes on a month-on-month basis. Then that means that it will be inconsistent. So one of the things you can do the goal of financial planning is to avoid surprises. We plan so that we can prepare for the worst.
Absolutely.
And so part of planning and preparing for the worst, first and foremost, is to think annual and not monthly. So if you are even trying to determine now after let's say that when I had said that pay yourself based on how much your personal expenses are. Let's say you didn't do that, and now you're trying to course correct. One of the things you can do is to look at your past year and look at all the revenue that your business made from the past year and all the expenses that your business made, so that you can determine whether first of all you're profitable or not, and then from there look at your own personal expenses and determine whether or not your business can afford to pay you. Right? So that's a good place to start correct the process. So the more clarity there is in business, the more clarity there will be in your personal finances. And definitely have room for the bonus, because then it motivates you. It motivates you because now, and then the bonus is actually based on how much revenue the business has made. So that it doesn't also feel like you're just denying yourself. And that bonus can come at the end of the year or at the 6th month. You get to decide. You had a really good half year, right? So let me take a bit more for and pay for the school fees, for example. There's a way that you can organize. It doesn't have to be
playing,
so when you put a distinct timeline for the massive or the mass output of cash from your business, then it helps you to manage both even the liquidity of the business vis-a-vis your own personal liquidity.
Good stuff. Thank you, Juliet. I hope you guys are taking your notes. We are still here with Juliet Odhiambo from Pesa Savvy, and we're just continuing to talk about financial wellness. We said, the month of October, we're trying to focus on wellness. Last week, we did mental wellness, and today we're doing financial wellness. And we just want to empower entrepreneurs in this journey, so that you have the right and necessary skills that you need. We are going into the music, but when we come back, more questions with Juliet.
Yes. Tony. And DJ Quick. You didn't think we could flip it on your ass, huh? Something for the dance floor. In a real way. It's going down like this forever and a day. Ha. Now what you hear is not a drag, cause Mr. DJ Quick got a brand new bag. But first I gotta bang, a boogie for the boogie to the me some 8-ball, but no way. I'd rather have a mimosa with Cristal and OJ. Yeah, just a little something bubbly and tingly to have me walking around naked. But wait a second.
The function's on around midnight. What time is it? Are you inside? Available to come and play? Give me a clue so I don't have to look for you. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down. Black champagne. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, let's get down.
Yeah. Now we don't need a club, we can do it at my house. My front door's open so homies get busted out. And ladies, if you come and leave your children at the nursery so you get slow on the anniversary. Feel me, I dip, dive. So don't be looking stupid when I unfasten your bra. You know you wanna mac this because I come stronger than the IRS whenever you done got the link one on your taxes.
Now here I am, staring at you. I need a drink. You need one too. Who is your friend? She don't look nice, but I know she will later on tonight. Come on, let's get down. Come on, let's get down. Let's get down. Let's get down. Come on, let's get down. Black champagne. Come on, let's get down. Let's get down. Let's get down. Come on, let's get down. Let's get down.
Now I'm at the club and I'm off that drug. The one they call alcohol got me acting, y'all. I humped 2 freaks before I humped 2 more. And now I'm throwing up my guts out the corridor. Overconsumption, you know how it is, y'all. Got your homie begging for some Pepto-Bismol. But when my stomach's right, I'll be back tonight to get that lady I was running on the wall. Feel me.
Now that I feel a little better than I felt a while ago. Yeah, I'm going back to the same spot where I met you on the floor. Now table 1, that's my folks, and table 2, that's my folks, and everybody knows my name.
What's up, Sadiq?
Now table 3, that's Big Rat, and table 4, that's G1. You best be prepared, 'cause it's on again, you know. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. In my black Chevrolet.
I gotta get my groove on. Keep moving and moving. I gotta get my groove on. Keep shaking that ass, shaking that ass. I gotta get my groove on. Keep moving and moving and grooving. I gotta get my groove on. Keep shaking that ass, shaking that ass. I'm grooving. Say what? Moving. Yeah.
Let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, 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 down. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, 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 down. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, 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 down. Come on, let's get down, let's get down, let's get down. Come on, let's get down, 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 down.
Yo, turn me up in the headphones.
Like that?
Yeah.
Bad boy.
Now it's on the hot track, melt like it's hot wax. Put it out, all the stores, bet you can shop that. Leave a nigga with a hot hat, frontin' like bad boy ain't got tracks. stop that. There's no guy slicker than this young fly mister. Nickel 9 liquor, floss you die quicker. Did bedtime, out of town pie flipper. Turn Chris Dallas to a crooked eye slipper. Everybody wanna be fast, see the cash. Play around they weak staff, get a heat rash. Anything a bad boy way we smash. 100 G stash, push a bulletproof E-class. I'm through with being a player and a baller. Just want me one bad chick so I can spoil her. Mates wanna be the one you respect, even when you're vexed. Rock Versace silks over still V-necks. Got green, never seen, so you suck my jewels. Clutch my ooze, anything I touch I bruise. Puff make his own laws, we ain't stuck with rules. Good fellas, you know you can't touch this dude. Don't push us, cause we're close to the edge. We're trying not to lose our heads. I get the feeling sometimes that make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? I get the feeling sometimes that make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Broken glass everywhere. If it ain't about no money, Puff, I just don't care. That's I'm right. That good fella, fly guy, sometime wise guy. Spend time at H-A-W-A-I-I. Mace, can you please stop smoking la-la? Puff, why try? I'm a thug, I'm a die. I be out in Jersey, puffin' Hershey. Brothers ain't worthy to rock my derby. Don't never judge me when I'm in the club, G. Though I know the thugs be wanting to slug me. Could it be I move as smooth as Bugsy? Or be at the bar with too much bubbly? Yo, I think it must be the girls wanna lust me. Or is it simply the girls just love me? Brothers wanna rock the rolls, rock the clothes, rock my ice, pull out blocks, stop my life. I'm like, damn, how my people got that trout? Used to be my man, how you gon' plot on my wife? Do you think he snake me cause he hate me? Or he got his PhD, player hated degree? Don't push us, cause we're close to the edge. We're trying not to lose our heads. I get the feeling sometimes that make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? I get the feeling sometimes that make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Quit that. You a big cat? Yeah. Where your chicks at? Where your whips at? Wherever you get stacks, I'ma fix that. Everything that's big dreams, I did that. Don't knock me cause you're boring. I'm record sales soaring, straight touring. Simply a lot of men be wanting to hand me cause their words just don't offend me. We spend cheese in the West Indies, then come home to plenty cream Bentleys. You name it, I could claim it. Young, black, and famous, with money hanging out the anus. And when you need a hit, who you going get? Bet against us? Nah, it's no bet. We make hits that'll rearrange your whole set. Right. And got a Benz that I ain't even drove yet. Don't push us, cause we're close to the edge. We're trying not to lose our heads. Sometimes they make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? I get the feeling sometimes they make me wonder why you wanna take us under. Why you wanna take us under? Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving.
Welcome back to Money Mondays with me, Ezekiel Olando, and our guest of the day, of the evening, Juliet Odhiambo from Pesa Savvy. Again, if you have any questions, comments, feel free to hit us up on our WhatsApp, 0788-380-030. We are on all socials at iconradioke. We are continuing our discussion today on financial wellness. And Juliet, again, just thank you for the tips and the great insights that you're giving to us. As we get to sort of wind down the conversation, I just wanted us to talk about personal finance tips for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And maybe the first question is, what are the top priorities that an entrepreneur should focus on, financial priorities, when starting a business? What should be the top priorities that they should have?
Well, I would say for sure have a plan, have
Yes.
a business plan.
Yes.
Oh wait, are we talking about the personal, when they're for their personal finances when they're starting a business, or
No,
for the business?
For the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm big on business planning.
Yeah.
As a document in itself, it might have been outlived with time and
Yeah.
better ways of doing it. But write a business plan,
Yeah.
not for funding, but for you, for clarity, for strategy.
Okay.
Like, just know, again, it goes back to what we said, no one starts to build a house without counting
Without
the
a
cost.
plan. Yes.
So the plan helps you, and the plan forces you to, and if you write it well,
Yeah.
it forces you to think long term, even financially,
Yeah.
including your ability to run the business in the event of no sales.
Yeah.
So that's what we
Yeah.
call the runway. So by the time you're starting the business,
Yeah.
how much runway do you have for the business expenses?
Yeah.
Right? And hopefully at the same time you have some savings, or you have a way of catering for your personal expenses,
Yeah.
so that now the plan is executionable and you can tweak it over time.
Yeah.
Now, once you have the business plan, as it goes along, now you can also include
Yeah.
you can include
Sorry, that's my bad. Continue.
yeah, no, as the business goes along, there's something called the business model canvas. So the canvas now is supposed to help you tweak as you go along, because
Yeah.
like we said, when no one starts a business knowing that this is how exactly it will run.
Exactly.
The market teaches you, this is your client,
Yeah.
this is the product, this is the price they're willing to pay
For
it.
your
Yes,
goods
for
or
the thing.
services. Yeah.
Yeah, so you tweak it as you go along,
Yeah.
and allow your business to learn whatever the market is telling you. Now, more so on the pricing, because
Yeah.
the pricing now affects your cash flow.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're trying to make sure to be quite honest, as far as cash flow is good,
Yeah.
most businesses are happy.
Yes.
So
yes.
that
Yes.
should become a priority. How do I maintain this cash flow for this period of time?
Yeah.
So it matters how you start. So start with the runway, and then take it up from there. Keep managing it.
Yeah.
So managing now requires a little bit more effort and skill, and awareness of your financial position.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Next question. What advice do you give entrepreneurs who are struggling? And I think you answered this. Those who are struggling with the personal finance and business finance, and this is one of the questions that I got when I was, from the feedback.
Yeah.
And let me just answer the question because she already answered. It's important to have separate business accounts
Yes.
from personal accounts.
Yes.
If it means setting up a pay bill or a till number or one of those things.
Yes.
So that the business is on its own and it helps you to know what is coming in, what
Yes.
you're expending.
Yes.
Because you might think that you're making money.
Yeah, and you're not.
You're not making
and
money.
there are ways that, because now because I do work with the small businesses,
Yeah.
I do personal finance, but a lot of people now start the side hustle as an additional income stream. So I tend to also work a lot now with people from the business perspective.
Yeah.
So that means that I've lost my train of thought. That as you start the platform that you're being paid from, that you're receiving money from,
yeah.
there's a way you can set it up so that you also now pay from there.
Right.
Like if you
right.
have more control with if you have your petty cash in your till number, you can pay for expenses from the till number, because
Yes.
it's not just how money is received, but also
how
you
it's-
pay,
how it's going out.
how you pay,
Yeah.
how you pay for stuff. So if you tend to pay from your own pocket
Yeah.
or from your M-Pesa, then also that is commingling,
it's muddying,
unnecessary
muddying the water.
commingling.
Yeah.
So make payments from a particular avenue
Yes.
and receive it from so that you can say this is a business expense.
Right.
Yeah. So that happens a lot, not just income but also expending.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just a bit on that. That I think also helps when you're doing your annual tax returns,
yes,
right? Because
yes.
KRA will want to know what is for business and what is personal.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's very important to I didn't know that you can actually pay from your till number as well. So that is
yeah. Me, I when I found out, I changed how my till was set up because it used to be set up for
Just
all
receiving.
payments are received and goes straight to bank. But
Yeah.
then now I found myself having to pay for a lot of stuff either from my personal card or my personal M-Pesa line. So I
Yeah.
switched it up. So this is
okay,
what we
okay.
mean by systems and structures. What's the flow of
Yeah.
in and out of money? Yeah.
Good stuff. Another question that we wanted to ask, you had talked about savings for the business. Now, when I'm saving for the business, am I just putting it in a savings account, or because I'm assuming this is probably for short term and also long term? So how do I do that?
Actually, banks also have savings account for business.
For businesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ask your bank about that. So the account that runs transactional and operational costs, separate that from the account that
Yeah.
now you are saving from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can save even for the tax payment, because the tax can actually be the thing that upsets you the most. It does not have to if you plan for
Yes,
it. Yeah.
yes.
So saving for tax is a thing, so that when it's time to pay,
Yes.
you don't feel like now it's actually coming from your expenses and
Yeah.
you're feeling all sorts of things about it, but you have ways to pay for it.
Yeah.
So set a certain percentage of every revenue and decide this is saving
This is
for
for tax.
Yeah.
That is very important. I think that's a very good tidbit for us to pick. You know, planning for taxes,
Yes.
because I think we're just normally over there. For those who are employed, of course, it's easy.
It's easy.
You pay in and
That's
in
why
a
we
year,
miss
we miss employment. But for those in business, I know there's VAT. I know there's corporate tax. I don't know all the other number of taxes that are there. But if you do plan for it, I think that's a very brilliant way to plan your finances as well. Cash flow. How important is it to track? You've already answered that, but what tools or systems do you recommend that people can use for cash flow tracking?
It can be as simple or as complicated as you would want.
As you want, yeah.
Again, if you are still young and you're still growing, there's no need to, because some of these tools can cost money. So like we said, we avoid unnecessary costs if we can deal without it. So even if you're a mama mboga and you have a notebook and a pen,
simple.
That's a simple way to start. As your business grows now, you can become more complicated or more complex or more sophisticated. And sophisticated could mean moving from paper and pen to Excel. Or using an app. So a tracking app like Money Manager is one of my favorite tracking apps. And so this is particularly for small businesses that don't have, especially receiving a lot of cash. But if you get payment on M-Pesa and you pay on M-Pesa, then there's a default tracker there for you.
On M-Pesa.
That's why it's always good to have a trail. You can have an audit trail. The audit trail is not just for the auditor but for you as well, to be able to say, actually we pulled the report and we can look through the statement and we can say this is how money came in and this is how money went. And that's why if you can avoid the cash, normally also when I see people saying cash only, already have question marks. I already have question marks about that. But so again, it gets complicated as you grow. So now as you become even more complex, or the transactions increase, then you can include tools like Zoho and QuickBooks or those kind of more complex tools. They are not now free. So mark your entry, like What's the word I want to use? Don't rush if you don't have to use them. As long as you have like in and out, you have a way that you can even explain to somebody. Actually, if you can't walk somebody through it, that means you're not keeping enough records.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever, whether it's paper and pen or Excel or a tool. Yeah. As long as it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And for those of you who are wondering about this, so just from what Juliet is saying, also I think I'd add, just do your research before you make an investment on an app or a tool that you're going to use. Start with the free. Start with the simple pen and paper.
Yes.
Move to
free.
M-Pesa has all those,
Yeah.
and then just do some research before you invest heavily.
Yes.
Because back to the comment you made, let's try and minimize on the cost as much as is possible. Long-term planning. This is something that I think most of us, not just entrepreneurs, just as Kenyans, we don't think about. So how should an entrepreneur approach saving for retirement or long-term goals while balancing the day-to-day?
The worst investors are entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Because your default is to throw it back into the business.
Yes,
if you're not
yes.
spending it, you're throwing it back into the business. I like to teach about investing for financial independence. And when you are targeting financial independence, it means a strategy is really important. And I often look at in business as an investment. So you can look at business as an income generation, like a replacement of your salary, but you can also look at business as an investment, like in comparison to putting your money in a bond or a money market or whatever. So both ways you can look at it, but depending on how you're looking at it, then the strategy needs to change. So so the reason why entrepreneurs feel like they throw the money into the business all the time is because like that's my, first of all, retirement plan. Secondly, no one will fire me from here, so it's you don't feel the need to I don't have to retire, quote unquote, and so we make the mistake of not taking, because being in business is active income. There's active income and there's passive income. So active income means that you are needed there for the revenue to come. If you're not actively working on it, then there's no income. So financial independence means that you make money, but you make it passively. So this is money that you can make while sleeping.
That is the money that is now working for you.
That is the money that is working for you. And so entrepreneurs can be very heavy on the working for money. And we'll just talk about the number of hours we can spend and not taking leave and all those things. So as you are thinking long term, you have to think about even the bonus that we talked about earlier, paying yourself. Part of it should go towards a passive investment, right? So that bonus needs to be well thought out of in terms of what portion goes back into the business, what portion do I actually give myself, and what portion goes to long-term personal finance planning. Because while the business can run for the 20 years, you might not have the same time or energy or strength to run it.
We are growing older.
Exactly. So you want to make this income as passive as possible as the years grow. So this one of the ways you can do that is to delegate. So as your business grows, remove yourself from the picture.
So succession planning as well.
Succession planning, and even in terms of exits, your exit plan. So because people like your Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates are earning passive income from the businesses that they started. So you have to think about it that way as well. In the long term, part of writing a proper business plan is also answering what's your exit plan. So exit plan could mean that over time, after 10 years, after 15 years, I will own only 40% of it, so that it can then be run by a board or by something or whatever. Remember, it goes back to what we started. When you start the accountability, even the exit becomes easier to manage. Also, having that kind of accountability or boards and stuff like this, like that, helps makes your business marketable if your exit plan is to sell the business, because then people can actually see they are separate from their business.
from
I
the-
can
yes,
buy the
yes,
business, and the
yeah.
business can run without the person. So
yeah.
it really helps. That's part of long-term thinking, long-term reasoning. So
Yeah.
you have to ask yourself, what's my exit plan,
Yeah.
and how do I prepare for that exit plan? So part of preparing is succession planning, delegation, and investing in passive investments.
Yeah.
So that going into the financial markets, you look at your business as the income generator,
Yeah.
and then now you move it to a passive income where now it starts to work
for you.
and grow for you. So having also that number of
Yeah.
what's the ideal retirement number, how much money do I need to retire well?
Yes.
So that now I can put pressure on my business to make sure that that number is met.
Okay.
For as long as that number is not yet met, then it means the business has to continue running. But the moment I'm able to make the same amount of money back from passive investment, then
Yeah.
it means I can easily let go of the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that because, like we're saying, I think we don't really think about the importance of succession planning or how what is going to happen beyond me, because I mean, being human beings, we only have a short time here.
Yeah.
And even as you're saying, some people think that as an entrepreneur, the reason why they keep putting money back is because they're like, I'm not going to be fired here.
Yeah.
But you get to a space, and I like even the examples you've given, where the likes of Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos are doing the thing. Now they are just they're becoming philanthropists or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But there is money that is coming passively because of the planning that they did.
Yes.
There is this term IRR. What does it mean for succession planning?
IRR?
Internal rate of return.
Oh.
No, the income replacement. I think that is what you're talking about.
Yes. So you're basically trying to say, if currently my business is paying me 1 million shillings a year, because we started by saying your business should be paying you,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So if it is paying you 1 million, and that 1 million is both the month-on-month income plus the bonus.
Yeah.
So whatever it is you are taking to your personal expenditure from your business, now you try to replace it with a passive investment. That basically brings in the money while you are asleep.
When you're sleeping.
So
goals, I tell you, goals.
Which is, I think it's possible.
Yes.
It's just that a lot of people don't think like that.
Yep.
Right? And so while you avoid the systems, you avoid the structures that you need to set up for that to become your reality.
Yep.
And that's the purpose of financial planning. So most people don't even know what that number is. So if I was to get this money from bonds or from the money market, how much money is that? So that means I have to first understand what income I'm trying to replace, and secondly I have to understand how these products or these investment products perform.
Will get me to that place.
Exactly. What's the rate of return that they bring in, and how much then do I need to invest for that return to match what the income is bringing? So that's part of necessary long-term planning.
Wow, you're still here on Money Mondays with Juliet Odhiambo as we are just winding down. Probably, Juliet, maybe to ask you as we wrap up, what's one piece of advice that you would give to entrepreneurs who want to improve their personal business finances?
Get help.
Get help.
If you feel like everything we have said just sounds too complicated, you can get help. Because sometimes also entrepreneurs can feel like you're at the beginning and the end of everything, and you can do everything. And maybe at the beginning you do need to become the marketer and the accountant and the HR and the everything.
Logistics, delivery.
Where money is concerned, get the accountant, get the tax person, get the personal finance advisor, so that they help you with the numbers and to put everything in perspective, so that even the business you're running with purpose and with certain objectives which are clear. It's not just to survive, it's trying to accomplish something. For this year, it's trying to accomplish something for the next 5 years and in the long term. So don't be afraid to ask for help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And where can our listeners connect with you for more insights and resources on financial wellness?
Absolutely. I'm very active on Instagram, so you can follow me at Juliet Odhiambo. On LinkedIn as well, I'm Juliet Odhiambo, or email me at pesasavvy@gmail.com.
All right, you have her socials. She says on LinkedIn and Instagram, she's at Juliet Odhiambo. And then if you want to go on email, pesasavvy@gmail.com. We are done. Well, for now. Thank you so much, Juliet, for your time. I hope you guys have found this as insightful as we have found it here in the studio, just learning about the importance of financial wellness and how it is important. I think if there's anything that I am taking home today, Juliet, is planning.
Yes.
The importance of planning for your personal finances, for your business, and having that segregation is very important. Let us know in the comment section what you found, what have you learned, what you need, and if you have questions, please direct them to Juliet. You can still also direct it through our socials as well. I will be sure to channel it to her. But from me, Ezekiel, Olando, and the team here in the studio, thank you, Sylvie and Tangale, and our wonderful guest, Juliet. It is good night and goodbye.
Bye.
Hey. Yeah. You know what? I like the players. No diggity, no doubt. Play on, play it. Play on, play it. Yo, Dre, drop the verse.
It's going down, fade to Black Street. The homies got at me, collab creations. Bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down, never slouch. As long as my credit can vouch, a dog couldn't catch me, say out. Tell me who could stop with Dre making moves, attracting honeys like a magnet, giving them orgasms with my mellow accent. Still moving this flavor with the homies Black Street and Teddy, the original rough shakers.
Shutting it down, good lord. Baby got them open all over town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cover much grounds, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away. I can't get her out of my mind. Wow. I think about the girl all the time. Wow, wow. East side to the west side, pushing fat rides, it's no surprise. She got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, it's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10, I wanna get in, can I get down so I can? I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Bag it up, girl. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up. Bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up.
She's got class and style, street knowledge by the pound. Baby never act wild, very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is a no. Let me tell you how it goes. Curves the word, spins the verb. Lovers it curves so freak what you heard. Rolling with the fatness, you don't even know what the half is. You got to pay to play, just for shorty bang bang to look your way. I like the way you work it, Trump tight all day, every day. You're blowing my mind, maybe in time, baby I can get you in my ride.
I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag it up.
Bag it up.
I like the way you work it, no diggity, I got to bag